You see that when Baba says that Baba loves the poor ones, and the poor ones actually take knowledge, and the wealthy ones don't take knowledge. In that case, Baba is not talking about whether you have wealth or don't have wealth. So when Baba says poor, poor is not somebody who doesn't have wealth, and wealthy is not somebody who has wealth. When Baba says poor, it means somebody who doesn't have the ego of wealth. Okay, and in the Murli also, Baba talks about this very specifically. Baba says, no matter how much you explain to those who have millions of rupees, they still have such pride in their wealth. So, it's not about the wealth, it's about the pride in the wealth. And Baba says, those who have pride in the wealth, those who have that ego associated with wealth, they cannot take knowledge. Now, I will tell you one very practical incident where I got to understand this, very clearly. I saw this law operate. So there was this sister and she came for the course. And every time I would tell her that this world needs purity and this world needs peace, she would only tell me that this world needs wealth. And she kept telling me that, you see that, so I told her that in COVID, people who were wealthy and people who didn't have money both died. So, you cannot avoid death through wealth. But then she even refused to accept that. She said that, no, sister, those who had wealth, they could take the support of the hospital and the oxygen cylinder and this and that, and they survived. So I said, no, the statistics don't say so. So death was just, when death came, it came for the poor and the wealthy alike. So she said, no, sister, I wouldn't accept that. I still feel that those who had resources survived. And I could see that, when Baba talks about the pride of wealth or the intoxication of wealth, what does that mean? And then she said, if you have wealth, you have access to education. And then I told her, so you see, when you talk about happiness, happiness is the state of unhappiness today in the world is alike for the educated and the uneducated. It's not like the educated are happier than the uneducated, but she refused to believe that also. And then she had her own theory where she connected peace, happiness, health, everything to wealth. And I gave her some 7-8 days, but I couldn't drive her out of that thought process. So I tried to make it I tried to have discussions. I tried to make her understand that, but it didn't happen at that time. I'm not saying it can't happen in the future. Maybe in the future she comes again and maybe she gets it. But the thing is, when you are intoxicated with this pride of wealth, then you have this fixed idea that all problems are because of lack of wealth and all solutions come from wealth. And this idea is what Baba talks about when he says the wealthy don't get the knowledge. Because when your buddhi is shrouded with this idea that wealth is the most important thing for existence, then you don't get the importance of purity or knowledge or love, because you think that all problems originate from lack of wealth and all solutions come from wealth. And that is why, when somebody who is so intoxicated by this theory of wealth, if you ask them to give their body, mind, time, energy, money to spiritual practice, they would say no. We would give our time, energy, thought, physical energy, everything to the creation of more wealth. And when somebody cannot give their time, energy, thought to spiritual practice, then you cannot taste the fruit of spiritual practice. But they will be very, very unwilling to take out time from their pursuit of wealth and invest that time, energy into the pursuit of spiritual practice. So that is what Baba says when he means when he says that the wealthy don't get the knowledge. And today Baba has underlined it very well that, purity is the seed. So Baba says that you don't have to go and fast for me. You don't need any hunger strike. You don't need to offer anything else. You just have to become pure. And by becoming pure, you will become the master of the world. So Baba says, remain pure and you will become the masters of the world. So we always thought in bhakti that if I want to be happy, healthy, prosperous, then what I have to do is I have to fast, I have to please God. Yes, I have to do some puja, I have to make some offering. But Baba says, I, God, am telling you that you don't need to fast. Yes, you only need to become pure. And Baba says that it is purity and impurity which makes all the difference. But do we get that? So so you see that when we talk about karma also, when we talk about the theory of karma also, that when you sow, as you sow, so shall you reap. So that is the theory of karma. But when we talk about karma also, the important thing is purity. Because when you are pure, every karma you do is pure. Every karma you do is an elevated karma. So purity is first. If there is no purity, then we can't even claim that our karma is good, because the intention defines the action. And when the intention is colored by impurity, so where there is impurity, the intention cannot be clean. And today Baba focuses on cleanliness, Baba says you have to be clean for spiritual practice, you have to be clean for seva. So everything, when we talk about Gyan, Yog, Dharana, Seva, all these four subjects, even knowledge sits in the buddhi of a clean soul. So it's purity which makes you understand knowledge better. It's purity which makes you draw in power from Baba better. It is purity which makes you make good decisions and lifestyle choices. It is purity which makes you do good karma. It is purity which ensures that when you do seva, that seva is done by the right method and gives the right result. So purity is most important. And Baba today says that just by becoming pure, you will become masters of the world. But do we understand that? Because you see, when our buddhi is, so when Baba says intoxication of wealth, Our buddhi is not only intoxicated by wealth, but by many things. So, there are people who think that physical health is everything, or they think that good relationships are everything, or they think that enjoying a certain stature in society is everything. Then if you are moving with these body conscious ideas, you don't understand the value of purity, and you cannot make enough effort to reach a stage of purity, because again, this consciousness of relationships and body and this and that will divert you from your clarity that purity is a must. So Baba says today in the Murli that I am the one who tells you the truth, and otherwise you live in a world of falsehood. Yes. So, and Baba today talks about true love also. And it is interesting that yesterday somebody was asking me, what is true love? And when you love others, what is your intention behind it? So, BKs are all loveful, and people know that sisters are loveful, or Brahma Kumars, Kumaris are always radiating love, sharing love. So then this person asked me, what is your motivation to be so loveful all the time? Or why are you loveful? Or what is your purpose of being loveful? Or is it like without a purpose? And how can you sustain something which is without a purpose? So I said, no, it is not without a purpose. So you see that when Baba says in the song, Baba says, what has happened to the world, and where is the old love of the world lost? So Baba says, the old love. So the Hindi song is, आज के इस संसार को क्या हो गया, इसका पुराना प्यार कहाँ पर खो गया. Okay, so Baba is sharing that song and saying that there was an old love in the world which is lost now, the true love. And Baba says you could call it divine love, you could call it godly love. And I told that brother that when we love somebody, it is with the intention to bring them closer to the ocean of love. So we definitely have a purpose. So when I'm an embodiment of love, then I'm trying to be a reflection of godly love. And I'm trying to make you aware of what godly love looks like. And then I want to inspire you to appreciate the value of being close to God, so that you could fill your apron of buddhi with godly love all the time. So, there is this story where there is this beggar who comes and begs before a king. And then the king says, okay, I will give you what you need tomorrow. You come at the same time tomorrow and I will give it to you because I'm getting late. And the beggar is very surprised that, is there some place where the king cannot be late to go? So, the king is in a hurry. So why is he hurrying? Is there some place where he is not allowed to be late? So he just follows the king where he's going. And then he sees that the king goes to the Shiva temple, and there he goes and there he kneels, and then he begs to God. And he says, God, give me health, wealth, and happiness. And then the beggar sees the king doing that. And next day, the beggar doesn't come. And because the beggar decides that I can take directly from where the king is taking. So, why do I have to beg to the king? I can beg to God directly. He's also begging to God. So, Baba says that you see that true love. So, when I understand that I'm getting everything from Baba, and I have the bhavna that every soul should take everything directly from Baba, because Baba is the ocean. Nobody else is the ocean. So when I have this bhavna that every soul should take love, peace, purity, sustenance, knowledge directly from Baba, then I become an instrument of Baba, and I try to give everybody the glimpse of, how much they could take from Baba. So that is our bhavna behind spiritual love. So spiritual love means love with the purpose of connecting everybody to the source of love. Love which has the intention to connect everybody to the source of love is spiritual love. And in the Murli today, Baba says that, this world is full of falsehood and only Baba tells the truth. So I was thinking today, what is it that Baba is talking about? And there's some things that came to my mind which I would like to share. So you see that as soon as I'm born in this body, the people around me tell me that I'm your mother, I'm your father, I'm your brother or sister, and I'm the one who will give you everything. But is that true? That's false. Yes, so ever since we are born, we are introduced to the false, and human beings telling human beings that I will give you everything is the biggest lie. So when Baba says that in the world there is falsehood, when a person tells another person that I will give you the love that you need, that's false. And then that false promise generates false expectations. And then those expectations lead to disappointment and sorrow. So, in this world, ever since we are born, and you see, when Baba comes to us, the first thing Baba says is, you are a soul, I am your Baba, you will get everything from me. And that's true. That's the truth. So when Baba says, I give you all the love you need, he's talking the truth. He's not lying. He's not making false promises. But when human beings say that, they are lying, because they do not have the capacity or the control. So sometimes, sometimes there is no intention, sometimes there is no capacity, sometimes you understand that even if you're capable of giving love to another person, you have there will be a time when you will have to leave the body and go, and then you cannot control the situations which do not allow you to be loveful to another person forever, eternally. So Baba says that this is how, falsehood becomes the cause of sorrow. So we have been taught that, and everybody we meet, so as soon as the child opens the eye, the parents will promise that we will give you the love you need. But that's not happening. And then we will be taught that things will make you happy. And then things don't have the power to make you happy, or that whatever you do and whatever you have has the power to build self respect in you. This is a big lie. So it is told to us that you will be full of self respect, you will be full of confidence if you get good grades, if you earn a lot, or if you are in a good position. But do you think that a good position, good grades makes us more insecure or more full of confidence? So the higher you go, the more insecure you are rather than being, secure and being confident. You lose your self-respect more and more as you grow higher and higher, because you are not paying attention to those qualities that build your self respect. So, in our rat race, in our chase for wealth, power, what we are doing is we are compromising on our state of purity. We are messing up our hearts and minds, and we are giving up our values, and that is making us more and more insecure. And Baba says that you will not be able to build self-esteem by getting positions and posts and grades. That's not happening. The world has taught you something which is false. And you will only be able to build self-esteem when you know who you are, when you know who you belong to, and you draw strength, support from Baba. So Baba says, when you become full in virtues by having yoga with me, that is when you will have self-esteem. You cannot have self-esteem by running after wealth and positions and power. So Baba makes us, Baba gives us the introduction of true love. Baba gives us the introduction of true happiness. So true happiness comes from good karma. True happiness doesn't come from, acquiring and amassing things. When you collect things, that's not how you get happiness. But true happiness comes from good karma. So Baba introduces us to the truth, and the world introduces us to falsehood. And falsehood means sorrow, truth means purity, peace, happiness, love, everything. And you see that purity, basically, we don't understand the value of purity when Baba is not here. So Baba tells us that your consciousness is responsible for everything around you. So your consciousness is the fulcrum on which the state of the world rests. And your consciousness is affected by your state of purity. So when you're pure and you're vibrating at that state of purity, then everything falls into place. So, you will be able to understand knowledge, you will be able to draw light and might from Baba, you will be able to bring integration between your thought, word, and deed, and you will be able to do seva, benefit everybody through good karma. All this will be possible through the power of purity. And the world doesn't even recognize purity, let alone the power of purity. The world doesn't recognize there is something like purity. So this is what Baba means when he says that, I tell you the truth and everybody else tells you the falsehood. And today Baba also tells us that you need to be clean to imbibe knowledge and to do seva. So Baba says, if only you can give this knowledge, this requires a very clean heart. If the heart is clean, all desires are fulfilled. Some don't have clean hearts. You should become busy with clean hearts in the service of the true Father. You should have this hobby. So Baba says, this is a hobby. And Baba says, our job is to explain. What is your job? Your job is to explain. Your job is not to look at how many got explained to. So, how many understood is not your lookout. Your job is to explain, and your qualification is to have a clean heart. And Baba says, you understand that although you beat your heads over 108 souls, it will perhaps only sit in the intellect of one or one of them. So this is practical, and you you explain the knowledge to 108 souls, and only one understands it. Yes, and then what keeps you going after that? That is a clean heart and understanding that this is my job in Sangam Yuga. You know, when do you get disheartened? When you're looking for results. Yes, so this result consciousness is a big problem. So, clean heart means you are not result conscious. You are enjoying your seva because it is Baba's seva and it is because of Baba's Srimad. So, when you enjoy something because of the cause, not because of the result. So, the cause is that Baba has told me to do this, and it is my fortune that I can be of service to Baba. So if you understand this cause, if you believe in this cause, and you do something because Baba has told you, and that is the reason for your happiness and your eagerness to do it, then you will be able to do seva consistently. But if you're result oriented, then you will lose hope. Yes, then you will lose hope. And I will tell you, Baba, this equation that Baba gave, that when you share the knowledge with 108, one will understand. So, you know, this one is very important. Baba never says you knack your brain with 108 and nobody will understand. One will understand. And I have seen that, you know, on this path, Baba makes us very aware of the laws. So, you know, there are only 33 crore souls, not more than that. So, obviously, not everybody will get the knowledge and not everybody will understand, is okay. But whenever you do some seva, you make some effort, Baba also gives you a certain glimpse of, you know, something, some result also that's coming. And that makes you happy. And I remember, you know, there was this program, and for that program, we had distributed 15,000 pamphlets. Okay. And I don't know what happened that day, but nobody came for that program. So there was nobody, no attendance whatsoever. Nobody came. And I was sitting on the stage, and then I had no thoughts about it because I had planned that, okay, I'm going to speak for an hour. So I was ready to speak even to the walls. So I had not, it did not discourage me. So I was sitting with Baba. I was happy. I was smiling. And I thought, okay, even if nobody comes, I will spend 1 hour revising the knowledge that Baba has given. And it'll be a good exercise for me, and I'll sit here. And then, you know, suddenly when I had that thought, this one brother walked in. And then he sat right in front, and it was like an individual course I gave him. So it was a one-to-one thing, and I did the whole session. And then that brother became a very good right hand for Baba. So it was that whole program that only one brother attended, and he became a right hand for Baba. So you see that it's not like there won't be a result. There will always be a result. That is why Baba says, one will understand out of 108. But the thing is, don't move with that idea of, you know, you should get equal and opposite of how much you invest. And have a clean heart that this is Baba's seva. I have love for Baba, so I have to do whatever Baba asks me to do. And then you will see success, you will see results also. But just have a clean heart. That clean heart will ensure a lot of other things. So this is something that Baba says. And then Baba today says that the advice for everyone is different. So, Baba gives advice according to each one's karma. Now, I want to underline this. Baba says, advice is given to each of them according to each one's karma. The main thing is to remain pure. Now, when we talk about advice, it doesn't include purity. So, purity is not a question of advice. Purity is the foundation. So, if you are a BK, you don't need advice about whether to be pure or not. That's out of question. So, you have to observe purity. That's for sure. But other things, you can see the condition of the soul, the karmic account of the soul, and give advice. So some people are asked to, show courage and take things head on. Some are advised to take it slow, do other things slowly. But purity is imperative. There is no question of advice about purity. Now, you see this thing that Baba talks about in the Murli, that everybody has to understand that the advice is according to karma is very important. So the other day in the 5:30 or 7:30 class, I asked, what did you imbibe from the Murli? And then there is a Kumar, and he said that, you have to take care of your creation and then belong to Baba and take care of your creation also. And then I asked him, do you have a creation? You are a Kumar. And then he didn't understand it. So you see that sometimes, Kumars and Kumaris will take the advice that Baba gives for Grihasthis. So, when you are living in a household, so the advice is that you take care of the creation and then you become a trustee and belong to Baba. But when you are a Kumar and Kumari, you don't have a creation. You are free and you have to give your life to Baba. So Baba says, I look at the karmic accounts and talk. But what happens is, when children don't understand this, they take the wrong points and apply it on themselves. And then sometimes Kumars and Kumaris will think that probably I have to have a creation and then look after them. But that's not what Baba is saying. So Baba says that you have to have clarity that not everything is spoken for everybody. And according to the karmic accounts, you have to take which point pertains to me, which point doesn't pertain to me. So let's say there is somebody who is working in the army or he's working in very difficult conditions, and then there is no scope for them to cook and eat. And then Baba says, okay, you can relax this one thing, okay? You remember Baba and have food. And then another person who has all the facility to cook takes that advice and thinks, okay, I can I can relax this purity of food thing and I could just eat outside. That's not what Baba is talking about. I will tell you one thing. So there is this sister and she's very new in Gyan. So it's only been 6 months. And then she went home to her in-laws' place. And when she went home, so she did her Amrit Vela, and then they used to talk until late in the night. So she stopped talking to them. She stopped sitting with them. And then even during the day, if somebody gossiped, she wouldn't listen to it. So then she told me that nobody's talking to me now and all my relationships are in a mess. So then I told her, see, sister, Amrit Vela you have to do because that is the source of your strength. And for that, you have to sleep early. So late night talking cannot happen, right? But you can relax this one thing that in the daytime, when somebody is gossiping with you, you, you know, you engage with them, not in the gossip, but with the heart. So don't avoid them. Even when they are gossiping, just make them feel that they are heard and that the relationship is on. So she said, but you, sister, Baba says that, this will create path. So I said, yes, but then you have come up with that question that I'm not feeling okay because everybody is messed up and they are not feeling right and everybody is annoyed with me. So that's disturbing you. So for now, you do this thing that you're very new. So next time you go, you can stop gossiping also. So take it bit by bit. So don't relax your law of Amrit Vela because Amrit Vela is the source of strength. Don't sit up late in the night. But when they are gossiping, you could just listen to them compassionately and give them some solution based on knowledge, just like we do in the center. You see, people come to us and they share so many things, and we listen to them and we give them advice according to that. Now, Baba says that now you see, this is not for somebody who has been in Gyan for 10 years. So then gossiping, so already, everybody knows you are a BK and they know what you will do and what you won't do. So this advice is not for somebody who's been for 10 years, but for somebody who's very new, this advice works. So Baba says, pay attention to purity. There is no compromise on purity, no compromise on Amrit Vela. But other things, according to your karmic account, you can receive advice. So if you have something, which you're not sure about, whether it's a karmic account or it's your albelapan. So sometimes, you are not able to discern whether this is really a karmic account or am I not being serious about Shriman. So you can take that advice of, how to do, how much to do. And it varies from soul to soul, from, what condition you are in, what is your karmic account. It varies in all these cases. Okay. So this is Baba's Murli today. Om Shanti.